Okay. Right when I turned the camera on. Anyways, it's been a little bit since I recorded this. I got this welded on.
Oh, you need bottle, right?
I had this V'd out right to the center, so both sides had multiple passes. I welded this sucker hot, and now I got the first section of the new floor. It's kind of tacked in there. I started welding this morning, then I got a phone call, but I got it welded to here, and I gotta do that side to the same point, and then we gotta start rolling it and following the curve of the bucket, and then I gotta finish cutting it off down to here. The steel is cracked on the sides all the way to there, and then that's where the last of the bad part of the floor is. The back is it's just, well, you don't really roll that in the dirt as much. Right here is when you're scooping, the floor grabs really hard, so wears it away. But we'll put that in, and then I'm gonna put a wear package on it too. So it should last a while. Got all new teeth. The outside two teeth, they were before too, and I'm gonna do it again. They actually were a little sideways like this. That way it kind of matched up more with the outside of the bucket. I did see some people, I don't know if it's different bucket brands, but it almost like they cut pieces of this out so it could go on like this. But I don't want to do that. It worked before, so we'll just put a little sideways and it'll work, because it did before for years. Never caused an issue. But yes, I'm gonna weld that more inside and out, and then we'll pry it in. I got this side welded to where the bend's gonna start. Whoever had it before us, because there was 3 different floors on here. That's why this bucket was so heavy, or however long. But whoever had it before us, they just welded on whole sheets as layers, and then it gets dirt between the two. But it wasn't even that bad right here. But the problem was the sides, the plates didn't go all the way to the edge. They kind of stopped here, so it wore through on the edges, and none of the floor was holding at all, even though it was this thick. So it kind of defeated the purpose, because the edges were wearing out so fast. So you can see there's a lot of steel missing since how it used to be, but we'll get it fixed up. And yeah, I cut more of this out than I needed for this plate, just so I had working room to get this plate in here. But we'll get this brought down to here. I made a mark on both sides where I wanted this plate to end and start. And then we'll cut this one out after this one's set and get both in. But it's a little bit of work to try rolling it, because I don't have a way to bend this sheet. I have a press, but I don't fit that big of a steel in there. I got this basically done. I think I'm gonna do one more pass on top of this bead, just to give it a little bit more protection, since it's always gonna have dirt. But I got 3 passes on both insides. Right there. That's kind of dark, but I think it'll hold. I'm gonna put one more on top of that, and then this part will be done. I'll have to weld it on the back side of the cutting bar right here, or cutting edge. So it's about 1 inch back right here on the underneath, but I'll have to flip it over to weld that to it. But once I flip it, I'll cut that last section of the floor out. There's some dirt in there, that's why it's loose right there, but it'll fall through the hole. When I flip it up, or in what doesn't, will go back down. It doesn't really bother me. And we'll get to it. Ferdy's back. He's been working on a wall that
2 posts were broken.
a skid steer hit it at one point, and then the heifers took it out the rest of the way.
The tractor was holding the gate up.
Yeah, we had chained to it last night to make it through the night, but they replaced like 3 6x6s.
Yeah, made it different too. So
nobody really understands what we're talking about other than broken posts, but you know, that's what he was working on with a couple people. I got this all set. We got it flipped all the way over to set this section of the floor in. Hopefully it's a little easier. I'm gonna start it on this edge, and then I have it cut to where I think it should roll right in. So I'll do what I did here, and I welded it this way, and I come along it, and I rolled the steel. So I should be able to do the same, rolling it that way, and they should connect perfectly. I'm gonna use both factory cut sides on the middle, so it should be the best. I'll use where I torched here, and we'll see how it comes together. The steel is a little thinner probably than factory, but I can't bend the thickness that it needs to be, and I'll just make up for it for putting a wear package on it, I think, because I can't bend 3/8 steel that easily.
And down the road, he'll just add another piece of steel.
Exactly. But 1/4 inch with a very thick wear package
Lasts for a while.
should last us a long time, because it wasn't 3/8 thick when we got this excavator bucket anymore.
No.
It was thin. And it lasted us a long time anyways. But we're gonna set this in and see how well I measured this shit. And if I have gaps, I will weld it.
Right, let's see.
Fill the gap. No, you gotta put this side in first.
Yeah.
Should sit right in there.
I know, but it might just go through. Cause
Don't say that. Look at that. I gotta have it down a little bit, that way the weld isn't right on the edge. Like here, there's 2 passes of weld here because it sat down enough, and then that way, otherwise the weld's getting wore out and then it falls off.
yeah.
So we'll beat it down. I'll turn the camera off for this because there's nowhere good to put it, and we'll show you when it's going.
We got it tacked. He's got this these 3 inches welded on this side. And we gotta kind of roll it down as we go here for this. And we're probably gonna cut a little bit of the top part off because we are a little over, but because we're gonna roll it, it might take a little bit away. But we probably gotta cut a little bit. We would rather be longer than shorter. So now we
can try beating it with a hammer. Otherwise, I'll use the come along.
So yeah.
Can't get it by hitting it because it keeps bouncing back, so I welded 2 little chains in there. We're gonna put the come along on it and tighten it like that, how I did the top one. The top one was easy because I just used the hook on the edge, but we can't do that here. And then once it's tight, I'll know I'll have to cut a little bit out here, but that's okay. So we come alonged it with a better chain since we ripped the other ones off. And then we tack welded it on both sides here. A little bit of a gap in the middle for now. And then once it was touching, I went through the inside where it was flush with a torch. And
pull it, tighten it some more.
Yep. And then basically I cut maybe 1/8 of an inch off. Maybe it was more, I'm not sure, but yeah, keep sucking it in. Oh look. Otherwise we'll just have to whack it and okay. Well, we're getting close.
Right there.
A little bit of whacking.
All right. And then the middle can go out. Had the come along on the inside, pulling it. Then we're just gonna get the middle out.
This one's bowed. This one's square.
We gotta put the jack in. We'll push it out. We still gotta get that one. No, he said that. The Yasik gonna put it inside.
Oh, okay, did that.
He did. How's the music?
We got the jack with that extension piece on the inside, and Ferdy is, yeah,
Right there?
he's lifting it up
We'll
to
try
get.
the plate there to kind of see where we need
Yeah,
it.
I put that flat plate across, make sure that middle is square. So we'll get that tacked. I have to kind of go close tacks, but that way it stays. And then we'll go all the way across, and then we'll have to lift right here in the center. That way that's touching, and that whole back plate will get welded, but it's getting close. Christoph and Ferdy were using this 1/2 inch steel that we got to make the wear kit for this. They got that all done, and I was doing all the welding, but Christoph took over. I said you took over welding right now. He's welding on the first strip. They're 3 inches wide We're gonna have 2-inch gaps between each one all the way up. It should need 6. At 90, where the 2 plates are, not 90, but where the 2 plates are together, it's a big hump. So we might have 2 plates kind of close to each other right there, depending how the rounding works out. But it should come out pretty good. I have the GoPro. We need the dippy juice. This bucket's all done, and I need it now. And it's still, it wasn't cold enough to put the teeth on because there's a rubber locker. And before we melt that off, the teeth fall off and defeat the whole purpose of the whole project was only to change these out, and we ended up doing the whole bucket floor. But before those melt on us, we'll just cool it down enough. And before someone bitches about us instantly cooling it down, they come here and do it themselves. It'll be good enough for us. Backwards. Got all the teeth locked in with all the lockers. She's ready to roll. We're gonna take it down. It's actually the next day. It's the end of the day, so I'm done for the night. But I guess I can kind of say what happened today. I forgot I had the camera up here. But I had to work on the Peterbilt today. This is just our sap hauler. Christoph noticed the last time he hauled sap that right here, you can see the shiny steel. The front 3 feet of the rubber that goes between the tank and the frame, that popped off. So I cut the front 3 straps. I jacked this corner up. It didn't like it, but we got it up just enough so I could clean it, pop that rubber back in with the the stainless protection that's right there. I don't know where that little foot is. Maybe it's a little bit more, but I could only put in what I had. Put new threaded rods there. Got that all bolted back down. Roger was here the last couple days. He's been working a lot on this. And Christoph's been here and there helping him, but he's been busy too. So he hasn't been able to help Roger as much as he wanted to, but a lot going on right now. And they found, it's a good thing Roger went through this thing again this year, because with how much he's found wrong, we don't think it would have made it through first cut. So it's a good thing that he's going through it, and a couple more days it'll be done. And the parts are here for this little tractor, the head stuff. We kind of had to roll it forwards and backwards to get this axle out. We had a leaking seal. We had some seals bad in here for hydraulic and on the side of the engine. The parts just came in yesterday for this. The center diff. What happened to this is the center diff blew up. This in here, the housing snapped, the gears were bad. We got all those parts. He cleaned out the front section, pulled that shaft out, but we kept those bearings in here because they were good, and the seal was okay. He didn't break it. But this inside was all bad. It was expensive, but it didn't blow the housing, and the side ones are still all good. And we had one leaking seal, not this one, but the one on the hub on this side was leaking. We're hoping to have this done in the next couple days if we find some time, but that's kind of what's been going on. So thanks for watching. Till the next one.